Hey, Michelle, welcome to the show.
Hi, Jason.
Yeah, excited to have you on. So, for the people that don't know who you are yet, tell us who you are, what you do.
Sure. So, my name's Michelle Keckler, and I am the co founder of KNC Marketing based in Nashville, Tennessee. Myself and my co founder, Danielle, serve primarily B2B industrial, construction, and home services clients. We're a full service marketing agency with a team of six, and we're small and mighty and have had the opportunity to serve clients across the country in the last 7 years.
Cool. And how'd you guys get started?
Well, Danielle was part of a layoff at a company that we both worked at, and she texted me and said, "Hey, what do you think about starting our own thing?" And I was very comfortable in my corporate job. It was very safe. I had a 1 year old at the time, my husband and I, and she is more of the risk taker of the two of us. And I said, well, if we can, set up a website, maybe work on getting some clients when it makes sense, when I can cover daycare was my original goal. Um, I said, I'll quit my job when we can do that. And within 2 months, we had enough clients where it made sense for me to quit my job. And then from there, it grew and grew till we had to keep hiring. And then we realized about a year in, we were like, well, I guess we're not freelancers anymore. We've really got something here, and started hiring and have been growing ever since.
Awesome. One of the things I wanted to talk to you about today on the podcast was, throughout your years in the mastermind, I've seen you guys really master the account management. And obviously, you just spoke at Elevate a little while ago and really kind of figured that out, where a lot of agency founders, including myself, you
Mhm.
know, struggle with that piece. What did you guys figure out around that you can help everyone listening?
I think an advantage we had coming into it was that both Danielle and I had worked at large enterprises, and we had, some of the world's best agencies working on our accounts, and we had really good experiences and we had really bad experiences. And so, coming into it, we didn't exactly know the niche that we wanted to serve or what services we wanted to offer as part of our scopes, but we did know that we wanted to be an agency that people really liked working with. And we realized the importance of relationships and serving people well and having integrity in just the day to day stuff that we do. And so from the get go, we knew that that's the kind of agency that we wanted to be.
With knowing that, what were some things that you've done in order to really connect with those clients? Because, everyone listening, I've had so many people on the show, or I've talked to so many agencies. Everyone says that, but you guys actually deliver that. And
Mhm.
how do what does your system look like for that?
So I think the first step is truly knowing your client, knowing who you're going to work with, and getting to know them on a personal level if you can, and setting expectations and just being vulnerable in who you are as an agency. And I don't like the smoke and mirrors game, and I don't think people like being treated like that. So that's step one. But there are a couple key steps that we have used to be successful in account management, and the first is ownership. So when the sales process is complete, the first step in setting that account manager up for success and the client up for success and working with the account manager is saying, okay, this is your account manager. This is who's going to own the relationship. And then from there, getting out of the way of your account manager's job and letting them build that relationship and own the outcomes, own the processes of delivering the work, and then building those expectations with clients over time. Um, and then from there, we focus on making sure that we're setting the right touch points with clients. And for us, that looks like a weekly status update to the client, letting them know that they can contact their account manager at any point in time with a request or a need. And then on a monthly basis, we're meeting with our clients in person if they're local, if not virtually. And that meeting is usually to look at metrics of what's happening in campaigns, and also look at the next 30, 60, 90 days and saying what's coming up with the projects we're working on. But it's also an opportunity to ask clients, hey, has anything changed within the business? What are you struggling with? Where are you winning? I think it's really easy to get caught up in just delivering the work, where we kind
Yeah.
of forget to check in with the clients and say, hey, what's happened in your business? Did you have any key hires? Did anyone leave? Did you get a new account or a new client that's really important for the business? And just taking a minute to understand that. Quarterly, we're doing quarterly business reviews where we're taking a step above more the day to day, month to month, and saying where are things going? How can we impact the business? And keeping that cadence in a way that is consistent is really helpful in not only having strong communication back and forth between the agency and the client, but also reinforcing with the client that here's what you can expect from our agency, and then building the trust and consistency over time. Um, and then lastly, I would say just process within our own business of the account manager is a key player in terms of delivering information from the client to the rest of the team, setting the team up for success, whether it's creating a brief for a project or working with any outside vendors, and then making sure projects get across the finish line. And our account managers on our team are unique in that they do a lot of strategic work, they do account management, they do project management, so they serve a lot of key roles. And so we want to make sure that we have systems and processes in place where they can do their job really well, and it's not just a free for all where they're just trying to figure things out over and over again.
Hi there, agency owners. Let me ask you, are you ready to scale your agency without increasing your overhead costs? If yes, then you need to know about E2M Solutions. Now, E2M is the #1 most reliable white label partner for agencies. They specialize in web design, WordPress development, e-commerce, SEO, and content writing. They basically do all the heavy lifting, which frees you up to focus on growing your agency. Now, here's the best part. E2M is just not another vendor. With over 10 years of experience, their team of over 300 experts has a track record of delivering for more than 300 agencies. They're your strategic partner. They deliver on time every time, so you can focus on what you do best. Now, E2M's mission is simple: to help 500 agencies increase their revenue and profit margins with white label services that actually work. And to help you get started, they're offering a special deal, 10% off for the first 3 months, but act fast because it's only a limited time offer. So head over to e2msolutions.com/smartagency to check out their transparent and their flexible pricing. Trust me, if you're ready to grow without burning out, E2M is the partner you've been looking for. That's e2msolutions.com/smartagency. Go check them out and tell them Jason Swank sent you. There's so many people, including myself, where we're not good at account management. And so we hire someone for that and we throw them in without a system.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so obviously you guys came from that kind of world, but if you were doing it over again, and what would you tell an agency? What would be the key parts of making sure that's this? Obviously we went through kind of, here's the outcome, that kind of stuff. How many touch points? Because I know you mentioned that when you were speaking a couple times about there's a number of different touch points and it's hard to find those types of people that are strategic, can upsell, can project manage, those are tough. So what does that look like?
I think what's important to have in an account manager is someone, the first and probably the most important thing is that they are growth minded and confident, and they really evoke leadership. I think what I struggled with for a long time was getting out of the way of my account managers so they could do a good job. And I think it was part of me where I'm like, okay, I've got to let go of the reins a little bit and let them run with it. They might do things differently, but perhaps better. And I've seen many of them do things better than me. Um, but in looking for an account manager, I think it's important for them to present themselves confidently. I think if they're, you want them to be able to sit in a room with a client and not only speak to the work, but be a sounding board for the client. You're going to have conversations sometimes that are exciting where you're talking about projects and vision. You're going to have conversations that are harder sometimes where, the client's talking about price or unhappy with something, and they need to be able to talk through those and have, set things in the right direction if possible. I do think it's important for account managers to be detail oriented, but not to the level of a project manager, for example. They need to be able to oversee a lot of work and keep things moving and communicate effectively with clients. So they really do need to be a bit of a unicorn. But for us, I think it's most important for that person to have a growth mindset, a leadership mindset, and truly be understanding of the client's business, where they can actually bring back information to the team and help solve business problems for the client.
Is there a type of, like, how do you find these people, right? And like, how do you judge if they are, all these different things that you're looking for, rather than just say, hey, are you detailed oriented and
Yep.
blah, blah, blah. Like, right. Like, how do you test that out? Because I know in the past I've struggled with that, where I'm like, I don't know what I need to look for in this role because I've never done it and I'm not good at it.
Yep. It's really interesting because it is such a specific role and specific things we're looking for. And we have had different experiences with account managers where, at first I think we were hiring all for culture and all for, do you fit within our team? We're a small team, and that is certainly important. And we still do that. But the way that we're interviewing is a bit different. We have our core values. We're very, very committed to making sure that whoever we're adding to the team fits within our core values and shares those values. But when we're interviewing, we're asking deeper questions and better questions and listening for the culture fit, but also listening for things like, how would you handle this situation? Tell me about a time when you encountered a hard conversation with a customer or a leader or whatever the case may be, and asking deeper questions. But also making sure that the person has either they have account management experience or dealing with clients directly or some marketing experience. We have not had one person that has had all of the experience that we're looking for. But when we found a balance of core values and either they're familiar with some of the services we offer or that direct customer, like when we fit those things together, it's worked really well. But many of our account managers didn't come from a marketing background. They came from a really strong business background and have jumped in and been able to run with their accounts from day one. And that has been hugely helpful in allowing Danielle and I to go do the other things that we need to do to operate the business and grow.
So more of like kind of problem solving, right?
Yep.
And I like that. I think a lot of people get held up, especially when they're hiring for a particular role that they're not used to. They put all the criteria that they're looking for, and they're not willing to, like, it's either 100% or nothing. And I think there's a lot of people that you can train on how this works, but they have to have the ability. Like when I'm interviewing someone now, I look at, do they have the ability rather than the knowledge right now? Because I can teach them the knowledge, especially with AI and all the different things. Like knowledge is free.
Yeah,
and it's so easy to get. But the capability, like, is someone resourceful? Are they good at problem solving? Are they a good person? Are they like to share failures, successes? All those different things are kind of the criteria that I will not break when I'm hiring someone. But the
Absolutely.
knowledge, I'm like, dude, I can teach someone the knowledge.
Yep. Yep. That's 100% right.
Yeah. Um, Walk me through a time where you were the bottleneck and then you realized that you had to give that stuff up. Like, like at Elevate, I was telling a couple people, we want to jump in to prevent the fender bender.
Mm-hmm.
But I always tell people, like, let the fender bender happen, but avoid the train wreck.
Yep.
I mean,
It's so hard for me. I have struggled with this. When Danielle and I started, it was just Danielle and we were the face of the business. We were doing the work. And then one of our first hires was my best friend, Natasha, who's still on our team today. And obviously, I trusted her in front of clients because I knew her better than anybody else. And I'm like, yes, of course. But as you grow, you're not going to have that level of understanding of the individuals that you hire and how they're going to handle situations. And so as an individual, I struggled with just letting go. And early on when we joined the mastermind, Darby told me, like, take the floaties off, Michelle, like let your people, that has been burned in my head. And I still have to remind myself of that. It's a control thing, part of it, and a trust thing. But
yeah.
if you have the systems and processes in place, that definitely helps with allowing individuals to like run with it and go do their jobs. But it is also a thing where you have to realize within yourself, like, listen, I hired somebody really qualified and I've taught them the way we want things to go. And I've got systems and processes in place. You have to be okay with knowing that maybe it's not the way that you would do it, but it's still really good. And the client, like, as long as it's meeting expectations, the client's expectations and our quality and service expectations, then that's a win. So definitely for me, stepping out of meetings, allowing the account manager to run with things and do things in their own way has been helpful. Another thing that on the operations side, Danielle was doing project management for a long time where the account manager would bring things back to her. She would communicate with the internal team or with outside vendors. And we realized, like, she is a genius at building systems and processes and making us really, really efficient. And we moved project management back to the account management team, and we don't have a project manager on our team right now. That may not always be the case, but in the way that we operate today, that was a bottleneck that definitely created some efficiencies and allowed us to speed things up within client accounts. So those two particular things have been really game changing for us.
Did you know that agencies are losing 15 to 30% of profit every year, and most don't even actually realize it? The usual suspects are poor time tracking, manual timesheets, scope creep, untracked revisions. One or all of them could be draining your agency's revenue. Now, Toggle's Agency Profit Heist turns this mystery into a game. Answer a few questions about your workflow, gather clues, discover exactly where your profits are leaking, and how to fix them. Start your investigation now by going to toggle.com/smartagency. That's Toggle, TOGGL.com/smartagency. Plus, get 10% off annual plans with the code SMARTAGENCY10 at checkout. Or just mention Jason Swank sent you. Yeah, a lot of times you can have the perfect system that kind of eliminates a layer, which is always nice when you can actually do that, because especially now, right, with AI and all this amazing technology that we have, I'm never looking how to replace someone. I'm looking, how do I make them better, and how do we design better systems so we don't need more people,
Right.
Like and I think that's how a lot of people need to be looking at all of this, of going, I mean, that's how a lot of the bigger companies, other than the ones that, try to do the layoffs to get the valuations up from the stocks and all that kind of stuff, which I think is kind of crappy. But I think a lot of them are actually hiring those people back because they realized some of the AI slop.
Yeah, I think our people are our special sauce in what we do. And I think that AI is allowing us more time. It's giving us a lot of velocity in the work that we do. But the way like our strategic minds and our critical thinking are what bring the value for clients, and we're able to get a lot of work done faster. But when we really get in a war room with our clients and we're like, how are we going to impact the business together, that's where a lot of the magic happens.
Yeah. Well, and especially this past week, like I started tracking all the food I eat
Oh no.
on AI and be like, give me, calories and that kind of stuff. And it was like, Jason, you're still like, it was at night. And it was like, Jason, you're still 2,000 calories away. I'm like, what? I was like, this is incorrect. I was like, there is no way I'm at dinner and I still have 2,000 calories to eat. Like, cause I was trying to stay under 2,100 or something like that. And it goes, oh yeah, you're right.
Oh gosh, yeah, it's not perfect. We're seeing that for sure. It was probably if I doubt you were using chat, because I know you're a Claude guy right now, but chat would have been like, "You're doing great. It's okay."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, none of the models are perfect, and I think too what we need to realize is we just need to be the directors, right? The directors of AI or the directors of our team. We just need to give it. Here's the outcome we want.
Yep.
Go do it. And then we double check it.
Yeah. And I'm getting better. Something that my partner Danielle is really good at. She's really good at saying yes and implementing quickly. And that's something that I struggle with, is like, let's think it through. Let's have a perfectly, mastered plan. And for me, that slows me down. I'm not able to implement things as quickly as that. But I'm really thankful to have a partner that encourages me to
Is she
just
ADD?
no.
Because
she's very she's excited, and she wants to see change and growth, and she's just much faster to implement things than I am.
Because I always find I'm ADD and I get hyper focused on something, and so I execute very, very fast, like too fast for my team, and really I just can't shut it off. So I was just
it's a gift. It's
a gift and a curse.
Yes. So is not being a fast implementer, though. That can also slow you down. I mean, I think I probably wasted a year in not getting out of the way of my account team. And I look back, I'm like, why did I do that? But, I learned from it.
I think that's why you guys do really good as a partnership, because one person's the gas, one person's the brake, right? And I think that's really an important, because a lot of times before I had a couple breaks with Stacy and Darby, right? Like I'd just be going quick. They'd be like, we've avoided a couple of train wrecks that I would have caused. But then also too, on the flip side, a lot of times I'm faster to execute than most. But it's a good balance to have. And that's kind of why you don't want to do it yourself.
For sure. I think it's interesting. I hear so many other agency owners that have had poor partnership experiences. And I'm very grateful that has not been the case for us. Like I wouldn't be able to do this without her. I don't feel like I would have been able to do it without her. And I think the one key that makes us unique is that we're family, we're cousins, and at the core, we love each other as a family. But I do think it's unique that we've been able to do what we've done as a partnership. And I do encourage people, if, not to be afraid of it, but be cautious of it. There's a lot of factors in a partnership that are different than if it's just you and you're doing your own thing and the way you want to. But it's been a really powerful thing to have, the two different personalities, the checks and balances, the being able to ping pong ideas off of each other. And it's helped a lot along the way.
Well, it's like it's a marriage, right? And you have to realize going into it, like everyone, especially like we always picture like building a business like a Home Depot. And you think of those partners that did that, you think it was all sunshine and rainbows. Or when someone gets married, you think it's always the honeymoon. And there are phases. I remember listening to a video And it was like Michelle Obama talking about their marriage. And she's like, yeah, like we've been married 30 years, 20 was good.
my
Right. And
my
I'm like, wow,
my
these
father
are,
my
yeah,
father-in-law has been married, well, my mother-in-law and father-in-law over 40 years, and he always, when people say, "How long have you been married?" He says, "7 good ones."
yeah, yeah. Right. And, but I think like when you're looking for a business partner or a regular partner, whatever it is, I think your beliefs have to be the same. But I
Yeah.
think over the years you changed quite a bit. Like I feel bad for my wife. I've changed so much. I feel like she's pretty much stayed the same, but I'm a freak, and so like it takes a while to adjust, and you got to
Yeah.
kind of understand what that other person, what they value, what's important to them, and they're not like you, right?
Mhm.
That's what makes a partnership really, I feel, because, yeah, like you said, most partnerships fail. Um, any sign of adversity, and people want to pull the ejection handle.
Mhm.
And I'm like, well, really? Like, and I feel too, like when I look back when I had my business partner, there was times where he was better than I was.
Mhm.
And there was times I was better than him.
Mhm.
Right. And there was just a constant up and down, which is fine because no one's going to grow at the same time. But you got to realize like, hey, you built this together. But I mean, I was checking an email before this and saw, one person going like, hey, like I'm still trying to buy out my partner. I'm going through tough times. I'm like, I mean, what if you kept doing it? Like,
Mhm.
so
It is not all sunshine and rainbows all the time, but
yeah,
when you have somebody that will, when you're not at your best, they can carry you, and
yeah,
you have the open communication where you can say, "Hey, like I've been seeing this in you, and here's what I think could help you." Like that's something that we've been really good at over the years, and we do have very different personality types, but we have the same goal in mind. We have, the same at the core, we share the same values, we want the same thing, and it doesn't mean that it's perfect all the time, but we want what's best for our business, we want what's best for our team and our clients, and we just work through things that you would in a marriage or in a
yeah,
friendship or any relationship outside of work.
yeah. Well, awesome. Well, Michelle, thanks so much for coming on and sharing with us. Thanks for obviously speaking at Elevate. You did a really great job, and it's been awesome watching you grow over the years. And if any of you want to, you know, be a part of something a little bit bigger than yourself and see what other people are doing and what's working, and be able to, you know, have other people see the stuff that you might not be able to see, we'd love to check out the mastermind. Go to agencymastery.io. And until next time, have a swank day.